Hello and welcome back to Ticket to Life, the podcast where we talk about life's journeys, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. I hope you're having a wonderful summer, and I know some parents are getting really excited because school's about to start. But believe it or not, all parents are not excited about school starting. This may be their first year for their preschooler, or they may have to go back to work and have to go to a special daycare. So I know this is a tough time for many parents. They're not going, woohoo, they're gone. Like it's hard for many parents to let go of their kids. I know it was for me. So anyway, we're going to be talking about going back to school. Are you ready? I don't know if I remember taking my son to a Mother's Day out program for the very first time, they had to ask me to leave, and I am not kidding you. They said you really need to go. He's fine. He's fine. And guess what? He was fine. He went there until he was in first grade because he got to go there for the school age summers. But anyway, today episode is one that touches almost every family this time of year, back to school. Whether you're sending your child or your baby to preschool for the very first time, watching your kindergartner, proudly carry that backpack that's usually too big for them, or helping an older child prepare for another school year in a new school, the transition, high school, can bring excitement yet anxiety. A lot of you might be having some kids growing up so fast you don't realize it, and they're off to college. That's how quick. I mean, just that's a snap. That's how quickly it seems to go by. That's why I say enjoy every moment. So let's grab your coffee or your favorite beverage and take a deep breath, and let's get started. Back to school, again, can feel so big. If you put yourself in their shoes, what was it? How did it make you feel? That excitement, that a little bit of scared, new teacher, new classroom. School just isn't another place for children to go. It's actually where they, believe it or not, become independent. They start to make friendships. They start having new interests. And some of them would experience a very successful school year, and sometimes not so successful. Lots of disappointments. But that's life. And I'm not trying to sound negative, but unfortunately that is life. With adults, you can experience success or you could experience disappointment. But many children, especially preschoolers, maybe the first time they've ever spent hours away from home. They can feel overwhelmed by all this. And remember, children can't explain. Little preschoolers usually cannot explain their feeling deeply. Some children show excitement and some become clingy. I used to call kids that when I was a teacher for the preschool class, Klingons, and because sometimes you had 4 and 5-year-olds that were clingy. I mean, they had because they'd never been away from mom and dad, and literally at age 4 and 5, because it's we're bringing them here, so because they start kindergarten next year. So, good for them that they did that, because some kids go into a classroom and never have been around any type of classroom setting. So please, this is one thing I do ask of all of you. Please don't ask your child not to cry. It's an emotion. Comfort them with words. I'll be back and I love you. Every reaction is normal, and our job isn't to eliminate those feelings. Our job is to help our kiddos move through them. Now, let's start with the little ones. Preschool is a huge milestone. My grandson's about to start. He will be 3 in October, so he starts in September. And I'm not sure how that's going to go, because I have been watching him since he was a week old. And that's a long time. And we had to watch him because mom had a few complications. So my son was at the hospital with her. So everything worked out by the grace of God. Of course, God always has a hand in things, and we were so grateful. But we literally have been watching him since that first week of life. But anyway, and of course, we adore him. We just, he's just the sweetest thing. And of course, okay, since I'm bragging about him, I'm going to brag about my two granddaughters in Kansas that I missed terribly. Oh, you have no idea that, again, your children grow up, and by the grace of God, they find someone, fall in love, and sometimes they move away. And I will tell you, that was one of the hardest things. It wasn't college. It was another state. And that was tough. Okay, I'm sorry. Back to preschool. Anyway, first of all, a lot of kids have never even been, like I said, in a classroom setting. They've never had a teacher. They've never been with a group of strange kids. They may have been around cousins and that's it. So they're like, why are you dumping me off here? But they can't tell you that. So it is so important to start preparing your kids for the first day of school. And I know you can talk positive. Instead of saying, I hope you don't cry, say something like, you're going to have a great day and you get to meet friends. Your teacher's so excited to meet you and you're going to have fun and sing songs and play. And mommy will come back, or daddy will come back, or we will come back to get you. Always prepare them if someone else is picking them up, like the grandparents or a friend. And if you're anxious, they're going to be anxious too, because kids feel these things. They see these things when mom and dad are anxious about something. So if we're calm, confident, they can believing, I got this. They can do this. Now, it is very important, if you possibly can, to start practicing separation, not the week before they start. Because that goodbye is very hard, not just on you, but on them. So, of course, see if your neighbor can come over, a trustworthy person that you trust, a trusted friend, neighbor, and practice beforehand. I'll be back. I'm going to start off with 30 minutes, then lead up to an hour. Allow your kids to spend just short periods away from you. The separation builds up confidence. And when school starts, keep the goodbye short. Avoid sneaking away. Instead, create a goodbye routine when you're practicing with the goodbyes, and maybe with a hug, a high five, a kiss, I love you, I'll see you after school. But consistency is going to create a better drop-off. And whatever you do, don't cry in front of them. Wait until you're in the car. Then you can sob in private. And of course, you might hear the car next to you with a parent in there, and they're playing the song, Celebrate Tonight. Come on, you know that song because you might hear it in the car next to you, and then you see the mom or the dad with a solo cup, and you're wondering, is that coffee? But just remember, you got this, mom. You got this, dad. You got this, grandparents or guardian. You've got this. Now, of course, as I have said in the past, reading is the key to take you where you want to be. That's stolen from a book that I read to the kids a long time ago, Alice in Bibleland. But and they were books are powerful. They let the children learn through stories. Reading the first day experience helps normalize emotions because, some kids don't know how to sit when someone's reading. And usually there's going to be reading time for preschoolers. So pause while you're reading and ask, hey, do you have any questions? And they'll all look at you like, why would I have questions? You could be reading a story about, let's see, something that's not violent. I'm trying to think. Hello. A cute story about, geez, my mind goes blank. Okay, Goldilocks and Three Bears. That's good. That's safe. And then a kid will raise their hand once they learn that, and they'll go, I have a dog. out of nowhere. That's it. They just wanted to tell you. Then everyone else starts saying, "I have a dog." This is what their minds are like mine. That they're just wandering all the time. And you know what? That's okay. They will learn. But a must is a must. If try to visit the school before the first day. Walk the halls. Go check the classroom out, meet the teacher. Hopefully, a lot of preschools will have meet the teacher. I know that my grandson will have that. And I know my granddaughters did in Kansas. So, excuse me, I keep hitting my mic. That's what that thumping is. If you can locate the playground, everything is less scary when it's a little familiar. So, adults appreciate knowing what to expect because children don't know what to expect, especially if they've never been in this type of environment. Now, one more thing for preschoolers, especially all kids, it's a practice daily routine. Start bedtime routines 1 to 2 weeks before school starts. Don't start the same week. It has to be, I say this, I just said 1 to 2, but I highly recommend you start at 2 weeks, not 1. Practice waking up early. Make sure they have breakfast. That's before school time. If they are not breakfast eaters, have them eat something small because lunchtime is a long time from the time you drop them off. They may have snacks. I think most schools, if they're there for 5 hours or longer, they have a snack time, but some do not. So make sure to check out with the director or the teacher, and have children carry their own backpack. Don't do it for them. These little routines become big, believe it or not. They confidence builders. Like, I got this. I can do this. So parents often wonder what to pack, and I'm going to tell you, be practical. Be practical. Every school is different, but items include usually label your backpack. Label everything. Extra clothes, especially for preschoolers. Extra underwear. Comfortable shoes, reusable water bottle. I know that you can get the Yetis. My granddaughters have the little Yetis that they were able to take. And usually lunch is required. Any medications, make sure to talk to the director and make sure that they're approved that, you can go up there and give it to them before lunch or, certain times. You have to make sure you ask these questions. And again, this is very important. Don't forget to label everything. Get a Sharpie, clothes, even their extra clothes. Because and extra diapers, extra pull-ups, extra underwear. Because I have known that some teachers don't have time to go to the lost and found or see if somebody has extra clothes. So they may borrow clothes, which they should not do. But I have heard of this. So anyway, that's the main thing for me for preschoolers. Make sure they wear comfortable shoes. They've got to have, and make sure they fit. And if you're having problems getting them shoes, I'm sure you can ask someone at that school, and they will be able to direct you where your child would be able to get a pair of shoes that fit him or her. It's just so important the kids' feet are comfortable because they'll be up a lot. And a lot of kids don't like to sit. This is very important because I had to learn this later on in life. A lot of kids don't like to sit when they eat. They like to stand. You know what? It's not hurting anyone. If they want to stand and just let the teacher know, I'm not sure if he'll sit throughout lunch. She likes to stand up. Just give them a heads up. And eventually your child will be sitting with everyone else. It takes time. This is a new adventure for them. So, okay, let's move on to elementary age and maybe, and this could be elementary and maybe middle school. Kids get older. Emotions change. And instead of worrying about leaving their parents, other than maybe kindergarten or first grade, they may be really worried about their teachers. They start worrying about homework. They start worrying about friends. They start worrying about bullies. They start worrying, believe it or not, about their academic expectations. So, instead of assuming how they feel, ask an open-ended question. What are you looking forward to today? What makes you nervous? I don't really think. Not sure if that's a good question or statement. If you ask, well, maybe I should backtrack on that. If you ask them why are they nervous or if something's nervous, then you may plant that seed and why should I be nervous? What do you know? So maybe skip that one on mine. I'll scratch that off on my paper. And what do you want to happen this year? Find out. They might say, oh, I just want to have friends. I just want to learn. I want to read. Because you never know what kids are going to say. And sometimes children simply just need someone who will listen. They don't need a pep talk. They just need us to listen. And sometimes it's just that need of hearing them that helps them. We don't have to answer all their questions or not. Yes, we do have to answer all their questions. We don't have to tell them if they say, I'm really scared of going because of, I heard this teacher wasn't nice. I said, well, you won't know until you're in there. Make sure, reassure them because they don't know. Sometimes teachers may not connect with all their students. This happens all the time. And so that one student will complain about the teacher. And then your child might hear about it. Again, put yourself in those teachers' shoes too, not just your kids' shoes. I can't even imagine having a room of 20 kids. But building independence for your kids of any age is so important. One of the greatest gifts we can give our kids is independence. We teach them to start packing their backpack or choose their clothes, tie their shoes. It's very important at a young age that they pick their clothes. They may not match, but if you've set your clothes out for your kids when they were young and can dress themselves, that's great. But sometimes kids want to wear a tutu with some jeans and a glittered shirt to school. If it's allowed, that's great. They're being themselves. But of course, where I live, we have standardized dress. So all the kids are in polo shirts, khaki pants or khaki shorts, or khaki skirts or skirts. So that's the play I go. I like the standardized dress. I know that doesn't show their independence, but they'll have plenty of time for fashion when they get older. So remember their lunchbox. And I know until the kids were older, I used to put notes in their lunchbox all the time, just right on the napkin. And if they couldn't read, I would put a heart with a smiley face. They knew it was from me or their dad, because dad sometimes made the lunchboxes. So just try to reduce the frustration during the school day or prepping for the school day. Just don't stand there and watch them do everything. I get annoyed when people watch me do things. I can't even type if someone's standing behind me. I can't. The other thing that I think is very important is talking to your kids about friendships and how important friendships are. Some people will like them, some people will not. You may like someone, you may not. Most importantly, teach them to be kind to everyone. Teach him or her to be respectful. Encourage your children to look for someone sitting alone and teach them how to introduce themselves. That's really important thing. Hi, can I sit here? And this is for the older children. You could say, hi, I'm Emma. Can I play with you too? And Madeline may say, sure. Or I'm saving the seat. And they say, well, can I sit with you guys? And hopefully they will say yes. Girls can be a little snooty sometimes, no matter what age. Been there, done that, and that's all I'm saying. But that's how they start, because that is life, for us to be able to talk to people, and it's hard. I mean, I get anxious when I have people coming over. I get anxious when my family comes over. I know these people. So handling the first day of care, and even in middle school, you just remember their hormones are going every which way towards middle school, so be understanding. If your daughter seems upset, or if your son seems upset, the best thing you can say is, hey, what's going on? and they'll say nothing. Just let them know you are there. If your child cries and remains calm, that's great. Now sorry, I should have mentioned this. I don't know if I did earlier, but lingering when you drop your preschooler off, not a good thing because that makes it harder. So drop them off, give them a hug, give them a kiss, and keep going. And you may need to do that, honestly, for some of your older kids, and it's okay. The other thing is make sure they're drinking plenty of water and they have good meals at home. Because sometimes kids can't eat at school. They just can't. They're because they're so anxious. Make sure they get plenty of sleep. We have that daylight savings time. Kind of throws me off every year. Hopefully it'll be voted out. But make sure they have physical activity when they get home. My kids would come home, have a snack, watch TV, do homework, and then I would let them go play before we ate dinner. But that was me. Children who sleep well often concentrate better. I don't know if you know that, but I mean, think about you. If you sleep well, after you wake up from being groggy, if I sleep well, I'm a little groggy when I wake up. But they do concentrate better. So routines for them in the morning and at home are going to be so helpful, not only to them, but to you. So one important lesson for kids, and they need to hear this, is you don't have to be perfect at school. You're going to make mistakes, but that's part of learning. Be happy when you put those efforts in there. Be persistent. So a lot of us, when they know there's a test or something, we say, well, so what grade did you get? Don't ask. Just say, I hope you had a good day. Trust me, if they made a really good grade, they will let you know. Some kids don't even want to talk when they get in the car. And no, that's okay. Just be patient because they will eventually say something. Now, helping children with anxiety is a little bit more work. Because you do have to help them naturally. I mean, they naturally will just worry more than others. And that's okay. But validate their feelings. Instead of saying, don't worry, try saying something. I know this feels scary. I used to feel like that too. But let them know, reassure them. You can do hard things. I've seen you. I'm so proud of your bravery. You're so brave. They just need that confidence built. And where are they going to get it other than at home? That's why we're parents. We chose to have children, or perhaps we didn't, and we did. But they are your blessing now. God has entrusted them with you. So it is your duty as a parent to love them, keep them safe, and prepare them for school. Now, parents, you're going to have emotions too. Watching your baby grow is exciting. There's a commercial. I don't even know what it was for. And the mom's dropping him off at school and he goes, Mom. And then she's just backtracking. And as it was growing, he's a toddler coming home from the hospital. I couldn't help but cry because that's how quickly they grow. I know it's bittersweet. And it's okay to drop them off and cry. Like I said, go. It's okay. Just don't do it in front of them. So this is, I guess it's your turn, parents, and I'm going to be talking about prepping you about our kids. But it's just so hard sending your child to school, especially for the first time. But watching another chapter begin, celebrate it, take lots of pictures. And now that you can do picture on TV, mirroring, do that. They're going to love to see that. Oh, look, there I was. Yeah, that's my classroom. Oh, yeah, that's Billy. And that's, Claudia. And they'll be naming all their friends off. And these are these moments, I am seriously telling you, will pass so fast. So fast. So, just be positive. And mom and dad, you need to be brave too. It's hard. It's so hard. If you do need help with supplies, backpacks, pencils, please ask someone in the office. They will be able to direct you to someone that can help you out. It's preparing, I guess. It's like we're preparing our hearts because we know they're growing up and we're building their confidence. It's not going to be a perfect school year, as we all know. And there's going to be hard mornings, parents. Take a deep breath. There's going to be forgotten lunches, forgotten homework. And that's okay. If that's the worst they're doing, that's not too bad. They may miss their school bus. And you will have homework battles, mom and dad, because things have totally changed from when you were in school. But there will also be laughter. Find the laughter. You may make new friendships with parents and see that they're going through the same thing. Your kids will have favorite teachers like we all did, and not so favorite teachers like we all did. But they're going to have some amazing discoveries. Just remember, children do not need to have perfect parents. And why? Because there's no such thing. They just need us to be present, even when they're older. I'm present for my kids, and they're adults. But at all ages, I think we need to be present parents for our children. Now, parents who encourage them and listen to them and celebrate them, remind them that learning is a journey, and it's not a race. Sometimes you have to hold your kid back, and it's okay. As we begin another school year, parents, let's remember every child grows at their own pace, and please do not compare them to their sibling or their cousins or your friend's child. But, you're going to be okay. You'll be taking a lot of deep breaths. Remember, blow bubbles. Go get you some bubbles. They'll make you feel better. They're pretty to look at, and it helps with stress or anxiety. So I hope that spending this time today on Ticket to Life with me has been helpful. If this episode encouraged you, and consider sharing it with another parent, grandparent, teacher, guardian, caregiver who's preparing for the first school year or middle school or high school, even college. It's hard to see them grow, but yet you'll pat yourself on your back and say, I did it, because they are our blessings. Now, here's my disclaimer that I usually add at the beginning, and I didn't. And my disclaimer is, I am not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a love guru. I'm not a counselor. I'm not an educator. I am just Henrie. I'm a mom, a sister, a friend, and a child of God. And I love my life. So until next time, remember, every day is another ticket to learning, growing, and becoming the person we're meant to be. Thank you, GPT, just for that little bit. I thought, what can I say encouraging? GPT. But anyway, take care and be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your kids. Be kind to one another. And have an amazing school year with your kids. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next week. And I can't wait to see you next week. And please go find your blessings. You are my blessing, and I will be praying for you and for a great school year.